This is Dave, Maplewood Dave, VSG, and today is May 15th, Thursday, May 15th, and it marks my third week since having vertical sleeve gastrectomy, weight loss surgery in Morristown Hospital, Morristown, New Jersey, with Dr. Michael Nussbaum. So it's been a couple weeks since I gave a little update. So I actually had somebody on Facebook say, "Are you okay? You didn't do a video." So it's great to have people worried. So, well, not worried. I don't want people to have worried, but you know what I mean. Anyway, it's nice that somebody's paying attention anyway. I'm here to give you a little bit of an update of what has gone on, and I'm going to backtrack all the way from surgery forward, so that you can more of the experience of what I'm having. Maybe some of you are having had the same experience, or are having the same experience if you just recently had this surgery. So let me give you the stats first. So my high weight was 420. Again, I still can't fathom saying that. I don't know how I got there. My weight at surgery was 405. And my current weight this morning was 376. So that's 29 pounds down since surgery, which is pretty good. And, well, fantastic. What am I talking about? It's fantastic, yeah. And a total of 44 pounds since I started this journey. So I'm doing pretty well. The first, 2 weeks, I guess the first 2 weeks after surgery, the weight just kind of fell off. And then this week it's kind of been, teetering, you're up 2 pounds, you went down, whatever. One time, I actually went up 4 pounds in one day, and, of course, there was a lot of cussing around the scale at that point, because, how the hell can I gain 4 pounds? All I had to eat was 2 protein shakes, a can of soup, and some diet popsicles. That shit doesn't even weigh 4 pounds all total together. But I figured it was water, and, still, when you've taken this major step, you want to see, progress, I guess. It would be nice if everything was smooth, but that's not life, I guess. So, there you have it. But, so I gained that 4 pounds one day last week and drove to work. I think there was a thundercloud just following over my head the whole way because I was in a shitty mood. But then the next day, 2 pounds came off. Then the day after that, 2 pounds and a little bit more came off. So I was back to kind of where I started. But, what are you going to do? Anyhow, so let me tell you about my experience. So I told you before, if you've been watching the videos, I told you before about my surgery experience. Pain wasn't really bad. I came home the next day. I did have some of that gas they talk about, like where they blow you up so that they can see around inside of you. And I had to get rid of that, and that could be uncomfortable. It would come like right here for me, and it was enough that I could be in mid-sentence and stop, just to go, and you'd wait a minute and it would pass. And then I started eating, and then I had some gas some other ways, So I don't know if that's the same gas, because I don't know how that stuff they blow you up with, how that, does it just expel through your body or through your skin, or does it work its way into your, digestive system, but it has to come out. So, so when I started eating, then I started having gaseous problems. Like when my partner was still here, I mean, all I kept thinking was God, I wish I could break wind, Sorry, it's a little personal, but you might as well have the whole thing, right? I wish I could just break wind. And I was never a person to be able to belch before either. It's that's not something that comes easy to my body, or just never did. Yeah, I belch now. Matter of fact, when my partner was here, I remember having some gas, things. I'm like, oh my God, I wish it could just come out. It wouldn't. And he told me that at 4 a.m., apparently, I let one rip that woke him up and frightened him. Frightened. So when it's so bad that it frightens somebody, startles them out of a sound sleep, that's not good. That's not good. Anyway, but to which I say, I am the wind beneath your sheets, babe. I think Bette Midler should do a spoof on that one. Did you ever know you're filled with methane or something like that? But, so as for my diet, here's where we are. I have been eating, my nutritionist suggested that I start with pure liquids, so it was broth-based soups, of course the water, I don't even have to tell anybody that. Broth-based soups that were pureed, so she recommended some of the Progresso ones, and I get the light Progresso vegetable, and she wants me to be on this diet for 3 weeks. I was able to step up to get after a week, I was able to step up and get into protein shakes as well. Um, but it was literally the first week was a little. It's just boring. You're not really terribly hungry. The hunger that you feel is mental hunger. So you gotta like really avoid those commercials. If you're watching TV, everything's a food commercial, and it's all stuff that you'd like to have, but you can't have. So you have to fight that. So what I've been doing is, if there's a program, I'll either DVR it or I'll start. I'll turn to that channel and then go do something for 10 minutes, and then come back and start it from the beginning. And then when I get to the commercials, I just fast forward through them, so I don't have to see that crap. You have to do what you have to do. Whatever tricks your mind into thinking that to avoid temptation and to why make things miserable for yourself? Because if you don't see it, you're completely content, and that's a lesson that I have to learn. For even well post surgery is don't put yourself in harm's way. Don't don't watch things that are going to tempt you. Maybe I should have learned that before I became 420 pounds. Anyway, so I'm supposed to stay on this diet, this liquid pureed thing. I haven't done the baby food. I've just been doing the soups, diet popsicles, iced tea. I really like. There's a pine top or tree top or something iced tea that's really good. It's diet. There's nothing in it. No carbs, no calories. That's pretty good. But I'm progressing myself a little bit because I was just getting a little too hungry. So I have added some eggs, some scrambled eggs, the egg beaters, and those went down fairly well. I've also added string cheese. They say that you can have like the low-fat mozzarella string cheese, and that's pretty good. And I'm kind of content with that. I haven't gone to meats or whatever. I have bought some soups that had chicken in them, even though the nutritionist told me not to. So I'm cheating. Anyway, but damn, a little chicken, even if it's whipped the hell out from the blender, it tastes great. It adds a little bit more to it. And I take my time when I try something. I'm very tentative, so I don't really push it too fast. And it's been working really pretty great. I have the Premier Protein. I'm buying them in bulk at Costco. I'm having them mail order and ship the things to my house. So it's like 31 pounds of protein shakes. So you'd be surprised how fast you go through them when you have 2 of them a day. I did have a problem with the multiple vitamin I bought. I bought these bariatric something or other, bariatric challenge or whatever the brand name is, multiple vitamins. They're chewable and they were like orange. And before the surgery, I liked them. But after the surgery, they became too tart for me to handle from a taste wise. They made me gag. And I've not thrown up in this whole process, and I know sometimes people do if they eat too fast or whatever. The only time that I've ever come close to throwing up is taking those vitamins. So I didn't throw up, but let's put it this way. I got my ass up and I ran to the kitchen sink because I knew I wasn't going to make it to the restroom. So I was that close to throwing up. Didn't, kept it down. But I called a nutritionist, and she said to go to the Flintstones chewable vitamins, for kids. So I'm walking through the Walgreens rocking my Flintstones chewables. But she said take 2 of them, I guess, instead of 1. So I have to go have my blood drawn at the end of the month and, do the metabolic thing to see if my body is handling and I have enough vitamins and minerals and things like that. So that'll double check to make sure that the Flintstones are actually working. Now, they told me to take a calcium supplement as well. And I got these little chews and they're great. They're kind of almost like a little treat, But all of a sudden, I had problems going to the bathroom. Like right after surgery, everything was liquidy. I wouldn't say it was diarrhea because it was like again, I'm sorry, this is too honest, but you're getting the brutal honest truth. It was liquid. And I went to the doctor's for my 1-week checkup, and she says that's normal. She said some people can't even make it to the bathroom if they get it that bad. I didn't have that. It's just when I had to go, it was liquid. Now it's like bricks. I don't know if that's because everything I'm eating doesn't really have a lot of fiber in it, but then my mother, who's an RN, was talking to me, and I was telling her I was taking these supplements, and she says I can't take that. It makes it difficult for me to go to the bathroom. And I was like, so ding, light went off, and I'm thinking maybe that's the same thing for me. So I've stopped the calcium supplements I'm going to do it for like 3 or 4 days and see if it makes a difference. And and we'll see what happens there. But that's what I'm going through. Anyhow, other things that have been happening, I have to tell you. So, the non-scale victories, NSVs, and my dress slacks. Oh, I gave away my age. Slacks. Remember that, like Angel Flake Discos pants, back in the day? I could never wear them because I always had ghetto booty, even younger. So yeah, it doesn't do well with like 1979 flared pants. Um, but my work pants, my dress pants, because I kind of dress, it's business casual, so I dress for work, they're hanging on me. People have noticed. And so that's kind of nice. Even people that don't, see you all the time. I work on an office campus, and we have different buildings, and people that work in a building that's like on the other end of the campus come over for meetings, so they haven't seen me, and then they're like, "Are you losing weight? Something's different." My jeans are the same way, and I'm fine. I'll buy new, and I actually have, like most people who have weight issues, I've got my closet in a like a range of sizes. It should be like frickin' Macy's, not by season, by size. But the only thing that gets me, and I don't know if other people have this problem, is the scale. When you weigh yourself, I have to find a way just to accept the first thing, because if I step on it a second time, then it's a different weight, and if I step on it a third time, it's a different weight, and then you're positioning it in the bathroom, so like, oh, don't let these little feet be on like a grout line or something, because that could throw it off, and you got to be completely naked in the morning, because God knows those tighty whities could weigh 40 pounds, and then I'm like, well, then I took it into the spare bedroom and put it on the hardwood floor, and I laid it down and like stood on it, and like, is it a different weight in here? I'm like, and as I caught myself in the mirror as I'm carrying the scale from one room to the other, and I'm thinking, you're an asshole. Just put it down, ding dong, and just weigh yourself, and try not to do it more than once or twice. Then write it down. I have a little app that on my iPhone that I log it in every day, and it'll tell me how much I've lost. You turn it to the sideways, it's got a graph, it shows you. It's cool. Weightbot, I think it's called, Weightbot. Anyway, but so that's kind of where I've been, and things are going really well. And I'm excited. Of course, now I'm to the point where I wish I was able to have the surgery a little bit earlier, because you start thinking, my birthday is coming up next week on the 24th, and that will be 1 month past surgery. And on 1 month past surgery, I can have a drink. So that means I can have like a glass of wine, or perhaps a vodka and cranberry, I guess. I have to figure out what to mix it with that's not carbonated and not acidy. Anyway, so I'll be looking forward to my first cocktail on my birthday. But in the meantime, while I was going through all of this, I want to tell you something else that happened, that kind of an emotional thing that happened to me that's not related to the weight. But when you're going through all of this, I didn't mention this prior to this, but while I was in surgery, the day I was in surgery, my house is broken into. Someone, in the middle of the day, someone must have been watching the house or something and saw us leave. They weren't watching too closely, because they didn't look in the garage and see my car there. But they hid behind like the air conditioning unit in the backyard, and tore out the lattice work under the deck, and crawled like a slug under the deck and kicked in the basement window, which would have been a good program to get into the house, until they came up, up the stairs to try to get to where the good stuff is, and encountered a great big dog. She's not ferocious, but she is big. So they hightailed it out the side door, and of course, when you realize that your house has been invaded like that, I've never had anything happen like that. So the window was broken. I've had it boarded. It was boarded up that day, and or the next day, and the police were here, and they talked to all my neighbors, and nobody saw anything. Of course not. I mean, if they had seen something, they would have called the police. But so it's weird. That night I didn't sleep really well. I was worried that somebody would try to that person would try to come back and come in the house. So every noise, and this is an older home, so there's noises, would get me. So in the meantime, I worked from home today because I had glass block windows put in my basement. So now I am rocking prison lockdown realness. Try kicking that in, piece of shit. Anyway, and it'll be accompanied by the new security system that's going in as well. So you know when you have to deal with those kind of emotional things as well, it can be just a little bit upsetting. But I'm making it through, and they didn't get anything, and the dog was okay. Everything else is insured, and you know what? Who was it? Oh, who the hell was the lady that said that? Let's face it, I'm older and I've got more insurance. That kind of goes hand in hand with me. Kathy Bates said that in the movie. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. I'll try to be a little bit more faithful on letting you know how my progress goes. I'm actually going away to the beach, Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, with some friends and my partner next weekend to celebrate Memorial Day and my birthday weekend. So I'll let you know how it goes. And I'm hoping that I can handle one glass of slowly sipped wine without becoming a wreck. Anyhow, have a great week, you guys, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.